The more I talk to you, the more it looks like, I remember the days before we had a cell phone, like iPhone or whatever your favorite is. We were limited. And then suddenly you had that device and it augmented you dramatically. And there was a differentiation between people who had a cell phone and people who didn't. And the guys with the access to the cell phone and the internet were in a different league. And it sounds like this is the same thing. It's like the next major shift in technology, right?
It really is. And that's how I think about it. And I really think of it as, like you were saying before in the title of this presentation, augmented, right? It's a difference between being like you said, a farmer from 150 years ago without a mobile phone. They are X amount of knowledgeable or educated or whatever, exposed, curious, all those different things. You have someone now who could be going through grade school, but they've been exposed to so much. It's like when you add AI to this, you're just taking all the things that you have capabilities doing, all your creativity and productivity, and you're just magnifying it. And it could be working while you're not even working. Like, for example, this. I have a separate email address set up for security and AI newsletters. That separate email address receives the email. If it knows it's coming from the right email address, it parses it and sends it to that summaries document.
Wow.
So it's working while I'm asleep.
I mean, the big question is, Daniel, you started this journey like seriously about a year ago, right? So it's a year now. How do I become you if I want to start this journey? Or what's the path? Is it like books to read? Is it just like try stuff? What do I do? Follow your newsletter, obviously, but what tips and tricks do you have to, like, from what you've learned in the last 12 months and obviously all the knowledge you had before, what would you advise?
Yeah, so what I would suggest is to get really up to speed on knowing the tools.
Yeah.
There's one particular creator that I really enjoy around AI who weaves a bunch of stuff together. His name is AI Jason.
Yeah.
And he puts together some really cool stuff.
Is that a YouTube channel or is it like a newsletter, or how do you?
It's a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel. He's really great. And even more important than that, once you have familiarity with the tools, and I would say try to learn all these different tools, setting up a Flask API, I would say that's a little bit advanced, but it's actually not too difficult. You want to be able to have these commands able to run. And that's why I have the two sides. I have the client side that calls the Flask API and gets the output. But you don't have to do that. You could use GPTs. You could even put this inside as just like custom queries inside of ChatGPT itself. The most important thing is not that you have that tooling. The most important thing is that you know what you want to do. You essentially, what I recommend is you make a list of the things you're trying to do in your life. You're like, I want to get better at security. Yeah. I want to get better at reverse engineering. I want to get better at attack surface management and recon and OSINT. Like the amount of things you could do with OSINT with this thing, I haven't even started going down that path. So it's like you make a list of your life first. You turn that into modules. Then you take your AI tools that you now know and you overlay them on top.
So go follow the YouTube. Sorry, what's the name of the creator again?
AI Jason.
Follow you because you obviously putting a lot of stuff out there. Do I need to learn programming, or is it just like go to the ChatGPT interface and play around with that? You've obviously got all this knowledge, like you're scripting, you're creating APIs, all the rest of it. Is it like any tips again for like practical things I need to do? Yeah,
I would say you should learn some programming. I'm a halfway decent programmer, but I'm not like an enterprise developer. I would say you need to learn some Python. I would recommend learning Python. Python is kind of the de facto AI language. I would say start thinking about JavaScript. Get pretty good at JavaScript and JSON, and maybe even TypeScript, which is a subset of JavaScript. And I would say those are kind of your main technical components, and then just get really good with the tech. Because if you're writing the scripts, okay, that's Python or Bash or whatever you're going to use. And if you're writing the Flask application, I mean, you've got to understand APIs and endpoints. So there's a little bit of programming there, but most of it is thinking about what you want to do. Because one thing to think about here is that the tech itself keeps getting easier.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty soon, everyone's going to have the ability to do all these things. The question is, what are they doing with them? Here's a great example. Reading is a superpower. How many people read books?
Yeah, exactly.
Not many, right? And if you look at all these AI tools I've been talking about, you ask the average person on the street, what is AI? And they're like, oh, you mean like ChatGPT?
Yeah.
I've used it a couple of times. So most of the tools are being left on the table. So somebody like in your audience is going to be able to pick up on this and be like, holy crap, I could use these 9 things in these 20 different ways.
You obviously giving yourself superpowers with this. That's what it looks like. I mean, what you're doing is insane. You what your normal productivity is this level, and you've gone like crazy with AI. Let's talk about what you've done, because like you went by yourself 12 months ago approximately, right? Are you selling tools, or from a like a business point of view? What are you doing with this?
How I spend my time is basically built into 3 different pieces. So one, I'm building a company. So I actually have a company. It's also called Unsupervised Learning, but I'm building a platform called Telos, and that platform has a product which is coming out probably the very first or second month of next year, and that's like an enterprise product. It's like an instance of Telos, kind of weird.